morning of March 24, 2025, Ariel Konig thought she was celebrating her birthday. By sunset, she would be covered in blood, screaming for help beside a cliff edge while her husband vanished into the Hawaiian wilderness. And the man accused of attacking her was not a drifter, addict, or career criminal. He was Dr. Gerhardt Konig, a respected anesthesiologist, a father, a man trained to keep people alive. According to prosecutors, he arrived on that mountain with murder already arranged in his mind. Gerhardt and Ariel Konig appeared to outsiders as the kind of couple built from a polished stone. Successful careers, 2 young children, a home in Maui. The sort of social media clean existence that looks sunlit from every angle. But marriages rarely collapse all at once. They quietly rot first. Months before the attack, Gerhardt discovered messages between Ariel and a co-worker. Prosecutors later described the relationship as an emotional affair. Ariel admitted the messages were flirtatious, but testified the couple had been trying to repair their marriage through counseling. Friends later described Gerhardt as devastated, humiliated, obsessed with betrayal. Inside court, prosecutors painted a portrait of a man spiraling inward, feeding resentment like a furnace. The defense would later argue something entirely different, a husband pushed past emotional collapse, trapped in a chaotic confrontation that exploded without planning. Between those 2 stories sat a blood-stained hiking trail. Puka is not a forgiving place. The hike snakes along steep ridges northeast of Honolulu. Loose rock crumbles beneath shoes. Sharp drop-offs wait inches from the path. Even experienced hikers tread carefully there. One bad movement can send a body tumbling into the green emptiness. That morning, the couple traveled from Maui to Oahu. Ariel believed the trip was for her birthday. They hiked together toward a scenic overlook. According to her testimony, the mood felt normal at first. Then Gerhardt allegedly asked her to take a selfie near the cliff's edge. Ariel said the location made her nervous. She tried to move past him. That was when, according to prosecutors, the atmosphere suddenly changed. She testified that Gerhardt grabbed her arm and shoved her toward the cliff. The defense would later insist the opposite happened. Gerhardt claimed Ariel attacked first and tried to push him off the trail, but prosecutors believed the cliff was only the beginning. During trial, prosecutors described what happened next in brutal clarity. They alleged Gerhardt first tried to throw Ariel from the mountain. When that failed, he allegedly pulled out a syringe filled with an unknown substance. When that failed too, prosecutors said he grabbed a rock and began striking her in the head. Deputy Prosecutor Joel Gardner told jurors every backup plan ends in Ariel's death. According to Ariel's testimony, the attack became primal chaos, rocks against skull, dirt under fingernails, screams swallowed by wind. Prosecutors said pieces of rock broke apart in her scalp from the force of the blows. Somewhere on that ridge, paradise transformed into a horrible crime scene. Then came the interruption that may have saved her life. 2 hikers appeared on the trail. Prosecutors argued Gerhardt stopped only because of the witnesses arriving unexpectedly. Ariel survived. Gerhardt disappeared.
Someone's currently being attacked on the top of Puka. Where? There's a man trying to kill her. She's blood all over her face. Where is it at? Puka, the hike at the lookout. Okay, so Lookout. She's on the Puka hike, and he's currently attacking her. We heard her screaming, help me, and then we saw a man over her, and then she crawled out with blood over her face, saying that he tried to kill her. Does she know him? I don't know.
Okay, where is he at? What is he wearing?
He was in a t-shirt, white. He had brownish, sort of curly hair.
Asian, Caucasian, Hawaiian.
The image was surreal. A physician accused of attempted murder somewhere in the Hawaiian landscape while police launched a manhunt across the island. Meanwhile, Ariel was rushed to medical treatment. The defense later emphasized that her injuries, while serious, were not life-threatening. A forensic pathologist testified that there were no skull fractures or brain bleeding, but prosecutors argued survival did not erase intent. One detail especially haunted the case. Gerhardt allegedly had called his adult son after the incident and said he had tried to kill Ariel before planning to take his own life. He told the son to watch over the little children once he was gone. On the witness stand, Gerhardt disputed that interpretation, saying the word kill may have been used but not as a confession. After a long manhunt, Gerhardt eventually surrendered to authorities. The arrest photo spread rapidly across national headlines. A respected doctor now sat at the center of a case that felt ripped from a psychological thriller. The courtroom became a collision between two realities. Prosecutors argued that this was calculated attempted murder fueled by jealousy and humiliation. They portrayed Gerhardt as a man consumed by resentment after discovering Ariel's emotional affair with a coworker. According to the state, he chose an isolated trail with deadly terrain and carried a syringe as part of his deliberate plan. The state's theory was chillingly simple. If the cliff failed, there was a syringe. If the syringe failed, there was a rock. The mountain itself became part of the alleged weapon. Defense attorney Thomas Otake argued the prosecution's theory relied too heavily on assumptions. Gerhardt testified he acted in self-defense as Ariel attacked him first. According to this version, she grabbed him, struck him with a rock, and even grabbed his genitals during the struggle.
Like a shove, and I was almost pushed over the edge.
Who shoved you?
Harry did.
What did you do right after that?
Barely caught myself and turned around and looked at her and was like, what the was that? Like, she starts yelling, help me, help me.
Okay. And then what happens?
And then I just keep walking her like, what are you doing?
Were you
And I
like, why are you screaming?
yeah, what are you doing? And I get to her and I'm like, touching her, just putting my hands on her arms. And I was like, well, what are you doing? What's going on?
What happens then?
She keeps yelling and she kind of grabs my wrists and throws herself on the ground and pulls me down with her.
You got hit with a rock?
Yes.
Where'd you get hit?
On the left side of my face. She grabs me by the testicles.
Still got your testicles?
Yeah, so she's like holding my testicle and just like hitting me like this.
And now, does she still have your testicles?
Yeah.
The defense attorney also questioned the logic of the prosecution's alleged murder plan. If Gerhardt truly intended to kill his wife with a syringe, why begin with a violent struggle near the cliff's edge instead of incapacitating her first? The defense attorney repeatedly described the case as a he said, she said. And in many ways it was. No video, no confession. Only blood, injuries, testimony, and the terrifying geography of the trail itself. After deliberating for more than 8 hours, the Honolulu jury reached a compromise that stunned many observers. Gerhardt Konig was not convicted of attempted murder. Instead, the jury found him guilty of attempted manslaughter under extreme mental and emotional distress. The distinction mattered enormously. Jurors later indicated they were unconvinced prosecutors fully proved intent to murder beyond a reasonable doubt. One of the enduring questions surrounding the case is whether the attack was planned or explosively impulsive. The jury's verdict suggests they saw an emotional collapse rather than a cold execution. Gerhardt will be sentenced later this year in August of 2026, and he faces up to 20 years in prison. Ariel has since divorced him. Go figure.